What's this? A letter for me.
Welcome to another episode of Remember the Great Sports Through the Mail Thursdays. Today I'm going to share with you 3 recent returns I got back in the mail of 3 players that signed for me that played baseball, and profile each of them and tell you about their careers. So let's jump right into this first return, and it's a return from Wisconsin. It is a 1964 rookie Yankees star card of Tom Metcalf on 2. I want to say that I maybe had a third one in the envelope, and he may have kept it. Don't really remember. But this is, I'm happy to at least get the 2 back, and we'll be off to Jake Gibbs next, hopefully, and have him sign those for me as well. So let me tell you about Tom Metcalf and his career in baseball. Tom Metcalf attended Lincoln High School in Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin, and he actually went on to pitch at Northwestern University. He was signed by the New York Yankees right before the 1961 season, and as a 20-year-old he was assigned to their Class D affiliate, where he appeared in 28 games. The following year, in 1962, he had a nice breakout season, appearing in 52 games for the Yankees Class A affiliate, posting a 14-6 record with a 2.56 ERA. Well, in 1963, the Yankees tested him at AAA, and he responded very well, posting a 9-5 record with just a 2.69 ERA in 46 games. Well, he got a call up to the majors on August 4th, 1963, and things didn't go so well in his major league debut, to say it nicely. Allowing a home run to John Orsino, 5 hits and 3 earned runs in just 2 innings pitched. But over his last 7 appearances after that first rocky start, and pitched 11 innings in the majors, he permitted only 1 run, with the exception of that first game. Metcalf actually gained a measure of revenge against the Orioles on September 1st. He entered the game in the 6th inning with New York trailing 3-0, and he worked 2 innings, allowing 3 hits and 1 run. He then departed for a pinch hitter, Mickey Mantle, with the Orioles leading 4-1. Mantle belted a 2-run home run off of Mike McCormick to bring the Yankees to within a run, and 3 batters later, Tom Tresh hit another 2-run blast, giving the Yankees a 5-4 lead. Hal Reniff held the Orioles scoreless, registering the save and preserving Metcalf's first major league win. So Metcalf's first win was all thanks to the great Mickey Mantle. After that 1963 season concluded, Metcalf actually posted a 2.77 ERA in his 1 win in 8 games. The Yankees decided in 1964 to send him back down to AAA, and he actually struggled. In 50 games, he posted just a 3-7 record with a 4.29 ERA and never got a call back up to the major leagues. So in total, Tom only got to appear in 8 major league games with the New York Yankees, and who else could say that he had Mickey Mantle help him get his first win? I mean, that is just a cool story in itself. And after Tom decided to quit Major League Baseball, he returned to his hometown of Wisconsin Rapids, and he actually started working in the lumber industry, and actually works for a company called Metcalf Lumber. And if you Google Metcalf Lumber, you can actually still find them with a location in Wisconsin Rapids to this day. So I'm not sure if Tom is still working at Metcalf Lumber at his age, or if he's retired from that and it's been passed on to generations. But it says they've been a local building supplier since 1915, so I'm guessing that's the family business that he's been involved with after his playing career. So thank you very much, Mr. Metcalf, and we'll move on to the next return. Alright, so this next return is somebody that I've written in the past. It's postmarked from California, and this is Gary Sutherland on 2 of his single cards, and he signed 2 of his National League Rookie Star cards as well. Unfortunately, he decided not to use the blue Sharpie on that card, so it's a little harder to see the signatures on there as I would like. I kind of just wish he would have signed them in blue Sharpie. That would have showed up nice and bold. I have written Don Shaw in the past before. Did not have this card when I wrote Don Shaw. Probably going to be sending that off to Don Shaw to ask him to sign it as well here in the near future. So let me tell you about Gary Sutherland and his career in baseball. So Sutherland, a California native, played infield, attended high school in California, and later went on to play for the storied University of Southern California in Los Angeles, California. After his time in college, Sutherland signed in 1964 with the Philadelphia Phillies and made his professional debut with the Phillies minor league affiliate that following year in 1965, where he appeared in 141 games in Double-A for the Phillies, posting a respectable .285 batting average. The following year in 1966, Sutherland appeared in 140 games for their Triple-A affiliate and was rewarded with a September call-up at just 21 years old on September 17th, 1966. Sutherland got in the game for the Phillies, and he had one at-bat and did not get a hit. He actually appeared in 3 total games the rest of the year for the Phillies in 1966, not registering a hit, but primarily being a defensive replacement. In 1967, he split time in 38 games in their minor league affiliate. However, he got to appear in 103 games in his first full season in the major leagues, posting a .247 batting average for the Phillies that year. He would repeat the year in 1968, splitting time appearing in 67 games, playing the infield for the Phillies. And after the 1968 season, he would actually be selected in the expansion draft by the Montreal Expos. Sutherland would be the primary infielder for the Expos in 1969, appearing in 141 games for them. In 1969 and 1970, he would appear in 116 games. In 1971, he would appear in 111 games for the Expos, respectively. Despite having some decent numbers with the Expos from 1969 to 71, the Expos decided to send him down to their AAA affiliate in 1972. Gary would spend the majority of his season with the Expos in their AAA affiliate in 1972 until they traded him to the Houston Astros on June 13th. Well, he would arrive with the Astros and spend most of the time with the Astros AAA affiliate. However, would get a call up to the majors in 72 for 5 games with the Astros that year. The following year in 1973, the Astros would stick him back in AAA, where he would appear in 134 games for their affiliate, posting a .294 batting average. He would appear in 16 games in 1973 for the Astros. However, after the 73 season, the Astros decided to part ways with him and trade him to the Detroit Tigers. With the Tigers, Gary got his starting rollback, so there's this traded card right there. He got his starting rollback and appeared in 149 games for the Tigers that year, playing second and third base and posting a respectable .254 batting average. Gary would spend 1975 with the Tigers, appearing in 129 games, and then in 1976 he would begin the year with the Tigers, and then they would decide to package him in a deal that traded him to the Milwaukee Brewers for Pedro Garcia on June 10th. He would finish out the year with the Milwaukee Brewers in 1976, and then would sign with the San Diego Padres. Gary would spend the 1977 season with the Padres, appearing in 80 games, posting a .243 batting average. After that year with the Padres, the Cardinals signed him, and he appeared in just 10 games for the Cardinals in 1978, posting a very dismal batting average, and the Cardinals decided to release him on May 26, 1978. So in total, after being released by the Cardinals, in 13 Major League seasons, Sutherland played in 1,031 games, compiled a .243 lifetime batting average, had 239 RBIs, 754 hits, 109 doubles, 10 triples, and 24 home runs. He also had 207 walks. After retiring as a player, Sutherland continued to remain involved in professional baseball as a scout and administrator. From 1999 to 2001, after serving as a scout and administrator, he served as the special assistant to the general manager of the Los Angeles Angels. So at that time, Sutherland was responsible for coordinating the Angels' entire scouting organization. So I would say, just going out on a limb here, that Mr. Sutherland did some really good scouting work, because he would have been the one that probably pulled the trigger on drafting future Hall of Famer Mike Trout. So not a good way, or cut. So not a bad way to step away from your job the year after you basically draft Mike Trout with your draft pick as the scouting director. So thank you very much, Mr. Sutherland. I appreciate you signing the rookie cards. Hopefully I'll get Mr. Shaw to knock them out for me as well. I look forward to getting that one completed, and we'll move on to the final return. All right, so this next one is a return from former Texas Rangers pitcher, and although he's not pictured as a Ranger, he is a Washington Senator there. Dick Bosman on 1, 2 as a coach, a 3rd senior league card, and a 4th Cleveland Indians card, where he actually inscribed his no-hitter 7/19/1974. So pretty nice that he did the no-hitter inscription on the card right there. So let me tell you about Dick Bosman and his career in baseball. Dick Bosman, a Kenosha, Wisconsin native, was drafted out of high school as an amateur free agent by the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1963. He spent just one season with the Pirates organization, posting a 3-3 record in 21 games before they shipped him to the San Francisco Giants. In 1964, he spent one minor league season in the A affiliate of the Giants, and then the Giants lost him in the minor league phase of the draft to the Washington Senators. Well, at the Washington Senators, he appeared in their AA affiliate, appearing in 51 games in 1965. Following that up in 1966, appearing in 16 games before getting his call-up to the major leagues on June 1st, 1966, at 22 years old. In his very first major league appearance, Dick pitched 7 1/3 innings, gave up 9 hits, struck out 3, walked 1, gave up 3 earned runs, and eventually became the winning pitcher in his major league debut. Dick would remain with the club, posting a 2-6 record in that 1966 season in just 13 games. The following year, in 1967, the Senators decided to send him back down to the minor leagues, and he would spend the bulk of the season in 1967 in the minor leagues. However, he did get 7 starts in the majors, and when he had those 7 starts, he was immaculate. He posted a 3-1 record with just a 1.75 ERA in those 7 starts in 1967. Well, the following year, in 1968, he did make the club, not really used as a starter, but primarily out of the bullpen, and his record slipped to just 2-9 in 46 appearances for the Senators that year. In 1969, he would make the Senators and their pitching staff, and he would actually lead the league in the earned run average with just a 2.19 ERA in 1969, posting a 14-5 record for the Senators at 25 years old. He would follow up the next year in 1970 with a 16-win season in 36 games. And then in 1971, he would also pitch for the Senators, posting a 12-16 record. Dick would make the move to Arlington when the Washington Senators moved to Arlington to become the Texas Rangers. And Dick would actually appear in the very first game as the record pitcher when they played against the Anaheim Angels, or the Los Angeles Angels, when they played against the Los Angeles Angels in California in 1972. Bosman was the first pitcher of the Texas Rangers in their organization. Bosman would post an 8-10 record that year in 1972 in 29 games. In 1973, he would have some control issues, and then just after 7 games, he would be shipped to the Cleveland Indians from the Texas Rangers for pitcher Steve Dunning on May 10th, 1973. He would finish out the 1973 season with the Indians. His 73 season, he posted just a 3-13 record. Well, the following year, 1974, he would have a bounce back, and his record wouldn't be immaculate, in 1974. However, he would have one glaring day that would put him above the top of everybody else in the baseball lore. On July 19th, 1974, for the Cleveland Indians, the Indians faced off against the championship Oakland A's. Well, Bosman pitched an almost perfect game against the Oakland A's that day, and the reason it wasn't a perfect game is due only to a throwing error that he made in the fourth inning, which gave the A's their lone base runner in the 4-0 Indians victory. So he is the only pitcher in history to lose a perfect game due to his own fielding error. So at the time in the fourth inning, he didn't think much of it, but later did he know that would be the difference between a no-hitter for Dick and a perfect game for Dick. So that was a sparkling part of his 1974 season, and that's probably why he inscribed it, because that's, I believe, a 74. He inscribed that year with the Indians card there. And he would come back in 1975 with the Indians, appear in just 6 games before, ironically, they decided to trade him to the Oakland A's for veteran Blue Moon Odom. Well, he kind of had a bounce back that year in 1975 with the A's, because he actually posted an 11-4 record after the trade, appearing in 22 games for them that year. And the next year in 1976, Bosman would appear in 27 games for the A's. However, his record would just be 4-2 that year. After that 76 season, he retired as a player, and in total he appeared in 11 years in the major leagues, primarily for the Texas Rangers / Washington Senators for 8 of those years, compiling an 82-85 record with a 3.67 ERA. After retiring as a player, he spent some time away from the game, but then returned as a pitching coach for the Chicago White Sox from 1986 to 87, the minor league affiliate, the Rochester Red Wings, from 88 to 91, which is that card right there. He also was in the senior league for a couple seasons as well, pitching in the senior league between minor league stints. He then moved up to the Baltimore Orioles and worked for them in their organization at the major league level, and then the Texas Rangers from 95 to 2000, and was the coach in the Tampa Bay Rays system after that from 2001. And Bosman actually coached all the way through the 2018 season with the Tampa Bay Rays, helping develop much of the Tampa Bay Rays pitching staff throughout those formidable years. So I want to thank Mr. Bosman for signing for me. I also want to thank Mr. Gary Sutherland for signing for me as well. Also starting the rookie card off for me, so hopefully I'll be able to send that to Don Shaw as well here in the near future. I also want to thank Mr. Metcalf for signing the 2 cards that he signed for me. I'm going to send those to Jake Gibbs as well, and see if he'll sign that card for me, and hopefully show that up in a future episode. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this episode. I look forward to your comments below, and as always, happy collecting.